It sure has been a long time since I made a video, but yeah, I saw uh, ultimate weapons, that the ultimate version of Ultima Weapon, and I saw a video of his Enrage, and I'm like, I have to come back to this game because I want to see that. I want to beat that. I want to finally prove to everyone that I am as good as I say and think I am, and eventually kill that, because I never got around to doing the first ultimate, and I kind of didn't like how that rapier looked anyway. So I've been taking a break from writing up some videos for Opera Omnia to try and find a uwu static in Final Fantasy 14. I will probably shortly be returning to making videos. Um, if I am lazy and a procrastinator, it will probably be when Rinoa comes out at the end of next month, or it might be as soon as uh, possibly Lena. Maybe I'll start doing it for Quistis because she just came out last night. Who knows? And I'll give a short recap video as well of all the stuff I missed, just quick, brushing over how, like, generally what everyone does, not getting into specifics and how good they are and whatnot. But today is not about that. Today is about, I just, before, when I used to play this game, something like this would break me after a few while, but like it's not gonna get to me now. It's not gonna break me now. But here's the situation. Okay, so I'm just trying to level my stuff up. Like, I got my gatherers up to 70, got some crafters up to 70. I want to make my own food in pots for once. So I'm just, when not raiding, not doing anything important, I'm just trying to level everything. And as far as like the battle classes go, I just have warrior to go. So I'm just doing the leveling roulette every day and trials till I get to 60. And today I just got done doing a Psalm all. And you know, this level 53 dungeon, you just got Fellcleave, possibly. No, not raw intuition. No, that would be the Airy. But you just got Fellcleave, right? It's like the warrior bread and butter, and like you want to use it, and you know, as from being, an experienced raider, that like, tanks do contribute a lot of DPS and all that jazz. So I'm going through there. I don't have decimate, so I'm not trying to do like stance dancing and like the trash pulls, but like after Unchain like falls off, I'm switching to Defiance and spamming some Fell Cleaves. Like, no class should be pulling off of that if they're using all of their tools towards threat. So sure, some would be a little bit more hard pressed at that, like a ninja or a monk, because it is a 4-man. Why would you want to bring diversion when you can bring something else? But at that point, like, I'd be all like, okay, I get it. You know, if they're threatening to pull off of me, they're doing their job. I'll do a butcher's block, maybe even switch back to Defiance. Again, on the bosses. So first boss, Deliverance just fine. No one pulls off of me. Second boss, switch to Defiance or Deliverance, Fellcleave. Like they're getting close, but if it's not, 100%, they're not. It doesn't matter. So I felt like the dungeon was going pretty fast, and then we get to the last boss. And after the wings phase ended, of course, because the white mage is like, I don't know, spamming Medica 2 or something. I don't know what he was doing. I'm just fell cleaving. Like, there's nothing the tank can do there besides DPS. So you come out, the healer healed things. I couldn't attack it to gain additional threat. So now the main boss is on the healer. And I'm like, alright, this guy, just click Lucid. Cut that threat in half, and it goes back to me, all smiles. And this white mage is still just kiting around. And I'm like, just pop Lucid, and all the problems in the world are solved. And we eventually kill it. The white mage tanked it for the rest of the thing, And at the end of it, this dialogue happens. Let me alt tab to the right. Where is paint? There it is. So he asked, did I tank? I'm like, for like 1% of the dungeon, yes. And I ask him, how long is it gonna be before you use Lucid? 'Cause I'm honestly curious as to why a white mage would look at this page of skills. I know I just switched to Astrologian, bear with me. Look at this page of skills and be all like, Lucid is at least the 6th worst thing here. I don't get it. This person, I promise you, never once casted Holy, so I can assume it wasn't taking Cleric stance. I'd hope everyone can look at Break and just know that that's number 10 and the thing you're not taking in here. Or number 1 and things you're not taking in here. I'm going to assume, since they are showing that they're not an Enlightened player, that they're not taking off Protect and keeping it on, so that's slot number 1. They're probably taking Esuna, even though there's nothing to Esuna in Samal. That's 2. They didn't take Lucid Dreaming. Wasn't paying attention to see if they had Swiftcast or not. That's potentially slot number 3. They never once casted Eye for an Eye. Never paid attention to Largesse. Never once got rescued. I honestly have no idea what 5 he possibly be taking from just watching him play, because he only ever used Protect, to my knowledge. So how are you gonna sit here and say you're not gonna take, like, you don't take Lucid? And then this other guy, this Lamia server dude, isn't even the white mage, and is trying to tell me that tank DPS is irrelevant. And I'm like, bruh, you probably have never seen a good parse in your life. Tanks do like anywhere between like double to 2.5 times more damage than healers can. That's not insignificant. And tanks like can possibly be pushing like 70, maybe 80% of like a low end DPS too. Like, there's no way in hell that that's insignificant. And let me propose to you this: it's a roulette. I would imagine most people who play this game probably do the roulettes daily. Think about how much time out of your life as you play this game you have to devote, or choose to devote, to doing roulettes. Why do people like me get absolutely crucified and continuously kicked from dungeons for wanting to speed that up? I'm really curious and open-minded as to why. Like, it wouldn't be so bad if it was like an outlying thing every once in a while, but this is almost like 6 out of my 7 days something like this happens. And they feel like they get to play God with your time and kick you for wanting them to play better, instead of them taking the responsibility when they queue up a duty in this game, whether it's 4, 8, or 24 people, to play to your best ability and make it take... I'm not saying you have to be a speedrun and shave off milliseconds, but if you're going in as a white mage, toss a holy. That's less damage the DPS have to do. You'd save a whole GCD. We can all be... Just think about it. Like, every holy you cast is one less GCD the DPS have to do. And if you add that up over that one dungeon, you still might think it's insignificant. But then, like I said, how many times are you running these roulettes? Think about how much time you'd be saving over, like, a week, your whole sub-month, by just casting Holy when you go to do this stuff. By bringing Lucid so your tank can be in DPS stance, because the boss doesn't hurt. So yeah, a little bit of a rant video. Please, if you think I'm unenlightened about how to play this game properly, please inform me as to why this guy is correct. And also, you know, not that big of an insult, but, you know, assuming my age by calling me a kid. when nowhere did I be uncivil. I asked a legitimate question on, you could just lucid, and where, suggested I play a certain way. I, in turn, suggested he could play a certain way, but then I get called a kid, and I keep it civil, so fuck me, right? And not even gonna get on the grammar, so like, no need of take do good. It's well, but thanks for trying to learn the language. But I was doing well. I was trying to push damage where you could simply press one button to let me do more damage. Except you tanking the boss doesn't matter to me. You already weren't DPSing. What do I care who's tanking at that point? Like, I can't help you do more DPS by being the person that takes the least amount of damage if you're not throwing damage. If you're just sitting there healing me, what's the difference if it's healing yourself or healing me? Like, I don't get it. So I'm not at that point, like after you had the boss and you haven't told me you didn't have lucid. If you told me at the beginning of the dungeon you were a stubborn asshole and you're not taking lucid, so if you're gonna try to sit in deliverance on a boss, do know that if I pull, you're gonna have to do something. At that point I'd be all like, asshole, but alright, sure, I got you. You're upfront about it, I get it. But no, like you don't say you don't have lucid. So I'm just gonna play and assume I'm going to play like I assume you have lucid because I do. Man, this game, community, top notch. But yeah, I don't know how many people would still watch my videos after a small break, even though I barely had any of a following. But if you want me to like make a guide on how to break down optimizing red mage in a raid setting, starting from like the basics and getting into the complex things, I can definitely do that because this is all I play. Like all of my Stormblood parses on FF logs, aside from like one Lakshmi, is on red mage, and I quit before I had to take a break because my static issues. Um, Before I killed God, so my God parses are a little bit behind, but like I had 3 oranges before I quit. Clown was the only one that I didn't, but my static could not kill that thing reliably, so I wasn't even potting because I had no idea when it would not have been a complete waste. But yeah, I give optimization tips, how to break down the whole process. Even if you don't play Red Mage, the theories and stuff behind it can be used in how to break down any class to start optimizing them. It's just, if you're new to raiding in this game, Red Mage is pretty simple along those lines, but by no means doesn't have its nuances to gain a little bit here and there. And I guess that's gonna be, I definitely should end this here. I don't want the video to be too much long, but of course it's probably gonna be like 20 minutes. So I'll catch you in the next video when I'm not ranting about other people in Final Fantasy 14. Peace.